You were attacked.
Yes.
You were attacked by an energy weapon.
Yes, a directed energy weapon.
Alice, an alias, is speaking out for the first time about debilitating injuries reported among hundreds of U.S. government personnel.
If it was Russia, they would have told us it was Russia. Are you kidding? CIA whistleblower now speaks. Catherine Herridge got the exclusive, says while the intelligence community is accused of gaslighting Havana syndrome survivors, and of course this was the directed energy weapon situation where people were saying that their heads were feeling like they were going to explode. They were getting vertigo and all sorts of other conditions. Well, turns out that there was a March 2024 Defense Department letter that was obtained by Catherine Herridge and her team. They say, "We believe your experiences are real," wrote Shannon O'Haran, then of the DoD's AHI cross-functional team. Says, "Hey, rest assured, all right, we're continuing our effort to investigate the cause of AHIs and to care for and treat you with respect and compassion." So this is from the Secretary of Defense, March 18, 2023. Herridge got her hands on it. Says, "Dear colleagues, some of you may be aware that the Journal of American Medical Association published 2 articles today regarding the National Institutes of Health study on anomalous health incidents, these AHIs. The DoD welcomes this study as an important step in developing our own understanding of AHIs and support continued peer-reviewed research even as we conduct our own. That said, we understand you may have concerns about the implications of the study. Now, let me first assure you, I hear you. The Secretary's AHI cross-functional team hears you, and the DoD hears you. We will continue to consider your perspectives and concerns as part of our ongoing efforts with our key partners. I also want to unequivocally state, we believe your experiences are real, and we are unwaveringly committed to continue to provide quality care for you and those who are eligible. Now, you can be confident our focus on progress on AHIs is continuing. Your experiences, your insights, your feedback help ground our perspective and shape the direction of our collaborative efforts. Additionally, we remain laser focused on our responsibilities established by law. Rest assured, we're continuing our efforts in line with policy to examine these studies thoroughly and to care for and treat you with respect and compassion throughout this process. We're grateful for your strength and perseverance. You have steeled our resolve to continue our work in support of you and your mission." Unfortunately, though, this woman is now speaking about this and explaining that they were not treated well. We'll chip in on a little bit of this so we can hear what this woman has to say. A CIA whistleblower explaining what was really happening with those directed energy weapons.
You were attacked.
Yes.
You were attacked by an energy weapon.
Yes, a directed energy weapon.
The intelligence community has attempted to thwart congressional investigative efforts to uncover the truth at every turn. I mean, that sounds like a government cover-up.
It's a cover-up, and it's terrifying, and it should be terrifying to all Americans.
Now requiring the aid of a service dog, just a few years ago, this retired CIA officer handled national security missions, which remain classified to this day.
At that time, what was your portfolio?
I am not at liberty to share that.
Alice, an alias, is speaking out for the first time about debilitating injuries reported among hundreds of U.S. government personnel.
The new congressional report found that it appears increasingly likely that a foreign adversary is behind these injuries. Your reaction?
Thank God they're saying it. Thank God they were brave enough to stand up to the CIA.
The Republican House report accuses the intelligence community leadership, the CIA, and the Director of National Intelligence of shaping a politically palatable conclusion.
If they're politicizing this, what else are they?
Everything.
Not telling the president.
Everything. They're running
and
the
that's
country.
Scary. That's where it becomes like more real.
A decade ago, this national security memo confirmed intelligence about a high-powered microwave system weapon that may have the ability to weaken, intimidate, or kill an enemy over time. Nicknamed Havana syndrome after a cluster of cases in Cuba, the mysterious cognitive and neurological symptoms strike diplomatic, intelligence, and military personnel.
My ears started hurting. I started having vertigo. The room was spinning. My head started pulsing. Like, it hurt so badly.
Wild.
And I had a ton of pain in my left ear, and my ears started ringing, and I thought I was going to pass out.
The official name is Anomalous Health Incidents, or AHIs. The recent congressional report found they have been reported domestically as well as abroad, including Austria, China, Colombia, Georgia, Germany, India, Poland, Russia, and Vietnam.
I was serving in Africa, and I experienced an anomalous health incident in my home on a Saturday night, and I heard a weird noise. It was a really weird sound. I'll never forget it. And after about a second or two, I felt it in my feet, kind of like the reverb from a speaker.
So you're
like, I heard a noise, a weird noise, and then I felt it.
So what do you think the weapon looks like?
I think that there are probably multiple weapons. I think there are weapons that can be fit in backpacks, ones that can be fit in the trunks of cars, ones that can be planted at a position with line of sight to to people from across the street.
Based on our investigative reporting, many victims were assigned portfolios linked to Russian interests.
And I'm
From
wondering,
cybersecurity-
has she ruled out any other medical explanations for this? Presumably she has, right? She's got a service dog now, and she's presumably seen a bunch of doctors. But that would mean that the people who are hitting her with those beams know she's a CIA agent, and they're following her to different places. It's not just Havana, Cuba. It's also in South Africa, for example.
To election interference and disinformation. Others had specialized language skills.
This government record says that you have a traumatic brain injury.
I believe the Russian GRU came to my house late at night and took me off the battlefield.
Fried her
intelligence,
brain?
Yes.
Alice's injuries are so debilitating.
The Russians
she
are doing
needed
it?
multiple breaks during our interview. At times, she wore dark glasses to blunt the studio lights.
Let's talk about the symptoms you've experienced. Ringing in the ears,
Yes.
vertigo,
Yes.
head and ear pressure,
Yes.
eye tracking issues,
Yes.
cognitive difficulties,
Yes.
traumatic brain injury.
Yes.
Taken all together, is it a struggle every day?
Yes. I never thought I'd be retired in my 40s.
Medically retired.
Yep.
Do you feel like your old self died the day of the attack?
A little bit, I was paid for my brain. I was paid for my ability to write well and to write for the president. I was paid to meet with foreigners and to get information that would help advance
So
US
somebody
security objectives.
have
I do that
identified her
more
and
the way
taken
I
her
used
out.
to, and that's one of the hardest parts.
As cases spiked in 2021, the same year Alice says she was attacked, multiple sources told us CIA Director Burns said privately that it was his personal belief Russia was behind some of the attacks.
Russia.
Has CIA Director Burns, based on your experience, tried to do the right thing?
I think he's a really good person at his core. I think he was being honest when he said he thought it was Russia. He is a Russia expert. He was the U.S. ambassador there. I mean, I think it's a sign of how political this is that even he fell in line.
While experts uncovered evidence suggesting a weapon,
If it was Russia, they would have told us it was Russia. Are you kidding? They would go, oh, it's Putin. Putin is taking out our CIA agents. They blame Russia for crap that Russia didn't even do, like blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. If Russia was actually taking out our CIA agents, it'd be all over the place. So it's clearly not Russia, which means it's probably more likely that it's China, okay? Because they don't ever want to talk bad about China. China flies balloons over our country. China might be flying drones all up and down the East Coast. And they're just like, whoa, balloons? Like what? Like hot air balloons? Or is there a parade happening outside? Maybe it's a parade balloon. I don't know. Do you and Jalad not like parades?
in 2023, the intelligence community took a controversial position that it's very unlikely a foreign adversary is responsible.
If I had received the finished paper on my desk as a team chief, I would have sent it back to the analyst and said, you have to start over again. It didn't meet any of our most basic tradecraft standards.
Was the 2023 report a slap in the face?
Completely.
Was it demoralizing?
CIA.
Yes.
The CIA agent is disappointed with the CIA's their reports because, they don't really know much of anything, quite frankly. They couldn't even give us a detail on where COVID originated from. FBI's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a lab because there's a level 5 virology lab right there. CIA's like, well, but there's also wet markets right there, so you never know. All right.
Humiliating.
Yes.
Was it a betrayal after you pledged to serve your country?
Yes. I miss my colleagues and I miss the work every single day. It was really tough work.
But you love the work.
All right, so they love the work. All right, so watch the rest of this over from Catherine Herridge. You can see they're going to get into some additional stuff. Security clearance, DOD letters, 100K in medical debt. We reposted that puppy at the top of our timeline. Shout out to Catherine Herridge for digging out CIA whistleblowers who are explaining that the CIA is pretty incompetent, can't even figure out what's happening to their own agents and blaming the Russians for it because the guy's a Russian expert. All right, so we'll keep our eye on it. CIA trying to figure out who's frying their brains. If we learn more, we'll be here to cover it.